She's big enough for some serious entertaining. She's small enough to still be manageable by a couple. She's capable of fitting in pretty much almost any marina, and she's absolutely fine for going in the ocean. Ladies and gents, this is the all-new Riviera 5600 Sport Yacht Platinum. And Riviera, they've bloody well done it again, because she's pretty much sold out for the first 12 months. It's been a popular one. This is, in my opinion, going to be one of the super hot sellers for Australia, because she's of a size that will do a lot, but she's also very manageable by a few people, minimal number of people's the words that I'm looking for. So ladies and gents, welcome to sunny Queensland. My name's Dan Jones, you're watching Dan's Boat Life. And yes, this is a boat that I would be very comfortable taking out for a Sydney sunset cruise, a long lunch with your family, or doing 1,000 nautical miles up the east coast of Australia or down the east coast of the USA, and treating it as your holiday or winter platform. It will do all of the above. But we've got 3 double cabins, 2 heads, toilets for you land lovers. We have an enclosed tender garage, and we've got a fantastic, wait till we see this at the end of the video, probably the best access engine bay of any sport yacht of this design that I've ever been on. We're going to be touching on that at the end of the video. So we will start this video out the back here on the swim platform, and then after this, for those of you who are looking at purchasing one of these and you want to see how she behaves, we go out in the ocean. We're going to be doing some parking practice, dropping the anchor and testing the speeds on the flat water, including the fuel flow. So yeah, I really, having been driving it all day myself now, I do think this is a super sweet size. If you're coming up or going down, this is going to be mass market fun. You can take the whole family, but you can also drive it as a couple or solo if you're good enough. So yeah, super nice and interesting piece of kit. Starting out the back here, we got a hydraulic drop-down swim platform. These are removable, but great for safety. I like, because a lot of you, not that you have to board from this location, if you're on a floating marina, you're probably gonna board on and off from this location. So that's something to hold on to, makes life very, very easy. And whilst you can put a tender in chocks on this hydraulic drop-down tender platform or swim platform, you don't need to, because we do want to retain the looks of this boat, so we can put a proper tender with outboard engine in the tender garage. You can also do a Sea-Doo Spark, one Sea-Doo Spark in here. It'll go up backwards, because you need to have height for the handlebars, and then you'd have space on either side for more water toys should you need. You may notice behind me we've got this beautiful 4-step teak stairs which deploy when the platform is in the water, but if you just want to do a little bit of a quick swim, you've got your 4-step stainless steel telescopic swim ladder on that side just there. So we'll go up the port side, because on the starboard side we've actually got fantastic primary access into the engine bay, but it's not the only access. Underneath these 2 stairs you've got plug in for your town water, your fresh water, and also your shore power. We've got cleats, but your primary cleats are up here. The stainless is just epic on all Rivieras. This is your kid and doggy door, and we've got the stainless complementing lots of areas on the boats, but we're also doing timber in the right areas, in my personal opinion, for a country like Australia, or for those of you who are owner-operators of your vessel and you don't want too much hassle, basically, because that's what Rivieras are all about. So we've got nice timber trim here and places like this. Looks beautiful. This particular design is the long overhang roof, so you don't have to. I know some of my mates who are now jumping in the comments from Germany, hello to you. You're also been writing to me looking at Rivieras, you don't have to have all this shade. We need it in Australia. So you actually can option it with a shorter roof, which will finish in about this location, allowing you still to enjoy some sun on this lounge here, and you've also got sun possible up the front. But just completing what we're looking at here, beautiful amount of rope protection. That's your primary cleat just there. All this stainless is done at the factory. You've got your operation for various systems, including your drop down shade on the transom. We have an aft facing camera. We've got aft facing lights so we can bathe this whole area for operations and tender operations. We've got multiple wing stations, so we have on both port and starboard variable speed thrusters accessible just there, so you can take command, take control, full viz, and just throw the camera forward. You've only got to go up these two tiny little stairs and then you're on flat deck. Also, I don't know, I've noticed this, jump in the comments if you have too. Sometimes when you just have white stairs without the little teak step here, you don't notice them with the wrong light conditions and you trip. So it's nice to have that timber just there because you just won't trip. That's simple as that. Now that is for securing a fender. You probably don't need to do it off the primary cleat. I would just leave that for securing the boat. Hang your fender off there. The rest of the fenders, whilst we have more fender hooks, you've also got the grab rail. We'll do that forward when we get a chance in a second, because I want to show you what's going on here. We do actually have storage underneath this lounge. So if you guys get appreciation for this, it's typical Riviera stuff. Very, very high quality upholsteries. The cushions have been done with the right angles. You can kick back and really, really enjoy yourself, so you're going to be comfortable. We've got this one has been fitted with the fixed table, high gloss, beautifully done. And overhead, we've got an electrically opening sunroof, and this is clear, so you can remove that depending where you are in the world. In Australia, we wouldn't. We would have that in place because we tend to go offshore and you want to avoid some of the salt spray coming in. It also then allows you to pack down the boat quite quickly as compared to more open European style boats, which don't allow that. We also have some storage underneath these seats here. You can see they're operated just with these little handles here. That allows you to get in and access some shallow storage. Then on the port side, this is awesome. Proper Aussie Barbie, as you'd expect. 2 plates. We've got extractor fans just here. We've got rubbish in here, and then big rubbish bin in there. We've actually got a fridge, ice maker, cutting board area. That's actually good deep storage. Got the covers in there, so I should probably leave them in there. And so proper entertainment station. This is beautiful, big, thick Corian. You can see through the windows here, so you get a sense of privacy, but you've also got really, really good views around. We have overhead lights, and when you finish cooking and you need to watch the cricket, you just press a button over there and the TV, the flat screen TV, will electrically deploy from out of the roof. And it also sits up there securely and doesn't rattle around in a seaway. We have tested it today, dropping off 2-meter swells. So this is typical Riviera, big strong gas strut. It then secures onto the lock in the open position. We do have blinds, and the door, you operate it, it's actually got a little built-in lock. You just do the handle and you can actually lock it open and then lock it closed. And all you're doing is coming from the flat teak here. We do have teak in this area and on the swim platform because it's lower on the maintenance. In Australia, we tend to not do teak forward, but you can do it if you wish. So you're just coming up that one little step and you're straight into the open plan galley, centrally mounted, and then seating saloon area forward. So I think I'll just cover the galley first because they do a good job from a communication and operational perspective on these boats, because if you are wanting to do your sunset drinks on Sydney Harbour or wherever you are, communication forward and aft from the helm and around this design of boat is going to be really, really pleasant. As you will notice if you watch the next video, the engine noise levels are super low on this boat. So you could literally be hanging out in the galley here, making a cuppa, and you don't need to raise your voice at 25 knot speed with the engines going. Everyone's going to be comfortable. It's air conditioned. You can totally control the environment, but we've got big, huge, actually, sliding opening windows forward. We've got them open right now. So you can design the sort of temperature in the environment you wish. We've also got a sunroof, which we will get to in a second. So this U-shaped part of the galley, it's typical Riv. We just overloaded with fridges. They've all got these stoppers here if you are in a big seaway. Sorry, this one's the dishwasher. That's the Fisher & Paykel dishwasher. It looks the same as the fridge. This one is the fridge, and these could be set to fridge freeze. It's a brand new boat, so they haven't taken stickers off. And then we've got loads and loads and loads of storage. I don't need to open everything, but pots and pan storage, big deep drawers, all on the soft close there. We've got the bin. It's been cleverly designed with two little pull-out thingamajiggies. So if you just chuck in a little bit of rubbish, you can just take that off. And if you've got big rubbish, just boom, boom, open that one. I think that's quite clever. So that is also drained, so it allows you to hose it out if you've got some bin juice in the bottom. Big stainless steel sink here, nice tap, and more storage in here. Charging points, storage underneath here. We've got the air sucky thing for cooking on the hot plate just here. And that's perfect for your coffee cups and your glasses and all those sorts of things. Because if you want to do wine, you actually have your own temperature controlled wine thingamajiggy here. And then this is for your alcohol bottles, so they can all be managed, and more, I'd say that's for glassware. Your stereo control, charging points. This is where you would start your day. So the C zone, for those of you who haven't seen a Riviera video before, it's super simple to understand. You just press cruising, dock unattended, entertainment, sleep mode, or service mode. It's that simple. So unlike a lot of boats where you're gonna have a big 12 volt and 240 or 110 volt panel, and then you have to go, okay, I'm disconnecting from the shore, I'm now connecting to the ship's power because I've turned my generator on, and these are the items that I think I'm gonna need to use today, and make sure you don't forget them because it'll be embarrassing when you need to drop the anchor and you've, being distracted by your friends, etc., etc. Just forget all of that and just press cruising. It's simple as that, and it will do all the thinking for you. I highly recommend a system like that if you're a busy person, if you're new to boating, or if you just want to have fun, because it just takes away a lot of the hassle. So fridges, big fridge, just like you would see at home. Boom, boom, got my waters and salad in there right now. So lots and lots of refrigeration, more refrigeration out back, and this company will allow or enable you to refrigerate basically as much as you can. It's very common on a lot of ribs to have big chest fridges underneath seats as well as an option. So we do have storage underneath these seats. Super nice, comfy leather. I would have a sleep here, no problems. This is very, very nice. And then bar stools to complement the breakfast bar. And we actually have a pop-up flat screen TV. This is the big TV because the Outback TV is a little bit smaller. But you've got to hold your finger on it. That's annoying, but it's pretty fast. So I guess it's not the end of the world. Okay, I'll let you go on that one. So this is cool. Let's just keep it moving because I actually want to go and take you around the foredeck before we go downstairs. So let's go up the port side. Just pay attention to this area. This is one more access into the engine bay. We're going to come back here at the end of the video. It's super interesting. So we're going up those two stairs, and heaps of space, low center of gravity. So if you're coming from a bigger flybridge motor yacht, you're gonna notice how much more stable or inherent form stability a design like this has. If you then add the Seakeeper stabilization, it's even more stable. This serves as a really good grab hold because I'm a short ass and I might not be able to reach up there. So that's great. This is a really good grab hold as well. But I was finding myself, because I was catching the drone off the bow, I was sliding my bum just like this, and it feels more secure. So you've got something to hold on to here, slide your bum here. Look how good that window is. That's like a meter or more. Like it's really, really huge. People could get in and out of the boat via that window. really nice, makes the whole space quite pleasant. So flat floor all the way forward. Fender and cover storage. So you see I've got one fender in there right now, and you would, depending where you are in the world and how you set it up, a lot of people just have a black mesh sun cover over the front windscreen, and then they just put the blinds down internally. It's the no nonsense setup. So you would have individual covers over these seats on the bow lounge, and isn't this lovely? So if you've already seen the 6800 Sport Yacht Platinum video, you can see that style is being carried through. So that's pretty clear. So yeah, you could just take these covers off, chuck them in there, take the mesh off just there, and you're pretty much ready to go if that's how you wish to design your day. This whole area, utilizing these bases and some carbon poles, can be protected with a sun mesh shade. So if you want to come out here in the middle of the day and have a read, can do. But if you are lounging, you will happily get 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 6 people if you utilize some people on that side as well. So that's good, but it's worth checking out. How cool is that? So that's proper sun lounge, probably 1 or 2 people aside, and then you just push it forward. There is a little bit of storage underneath, and happy days. But let's have a look at the anchor setup. And there is, all Rivieras are really, really easy to operate around the dock and at anchor, but there's a couple of reasons for that. First things first, the bow rollers have been designed in such a way, at such an angle, for the anchor to always right itself if it comes up upside down. So it's a little bit of no nonsense. They've designed a dam in here for you if you need to wash it out. So if it's coming up dirty, you can literally, I need to turn the water on, but you get the idea. You can wash it out, and it maintains all the mud in this dam and sends it out that way and not that way onto your feet. You can operate it from up here, but it's not really necessary because we've got the Volvo dynamic positioning system. So this is an IPS drive boat. So when you activate that, it just connects to the satellites and stays exactly where you left it. You only have to wait a couple of seconds for it to engage. Once it finds its position, it ain't going nowhere. Don't swim when you're pressing that button, that'd be silly. But it just allows you to leave the helm in a relaxed manner, come forward, take the safety off, and then you're good to go. The other thing you can also do is utilizing the autopilot. If you're confident of the road ahead, the autopilot will actually allow you to make small course adjustments, and when you release the wheel, it will regain control. So if you were just cruising 4 knots just up the broad water here, and you knew you were clear for a little while, you could actually leave the helm, walk forward, just putting along, being safe, and take the safety off. So it's all a little bit of a time saver. I would suggest you're probably only going to get 2 of these big fenders. I did squeeze 3 in today, but the third one interferes a little bit with the chain. So I would actually be putting, unless they're smaller fenders, the third one where I showed you before, and then you've got much more storage for more fenders aft. Obviously, the tender garage is a very logical location for multiple fenders. Beautiful stainless on the fairleads there. I just love how they do their stainless at this factory. If you just come in and have a look very closely, you don't see any bubbles. It's because we discovered this when we visited the factories. They sand this to within an inch of its life. And the reason they do that is because if you look at a lot of factories where they just weld it on and you have a bit of a rough weld, even though it's stainless steel, it will still rust. And that's going to invite rust on your stainless at some point in the future. So that's a real good way to avoid it. So we got forward cleats just here, so you'd be running them through the fairlead just there. However, we've got multiple other options. Before we get there, I just want to point out this walkway makes life much easier when you are operating around the dock. So when you have that ability, as opposed to having to walk all the way around there, life's a lot easier. We've got some line storage, so if you guys just go back a little bit and I'll just show you. That's a nice place for line storage. It's insulated as well, so I think that would definitely double as an esky, a chili bin. What do Americans call it? What do Americans call eskies again?
Cooler.
Coolers, okay, coolers. All right, I knew you would jump in the comments if you knew. Also, I like the teak here from a trip hazard perspective. We're not overdoing it with the teak, but again, when the light is low, if you're just looking at white decks, a little change in elevation like that, that's how you trip yourself up. And when your mind is busy with boat tasks, I like that from a safety perspective. These are those fender securing points, so that's great. That's just a breather. Look at this. How good's that? So if you were coming forward and you had left the starboard aft wing station, you were going forward to do something, you don't have to go all the way to the back of the boat. With this window, you get to drive the thing from here. Look, I got full sight lines. From there, I can see through. I've got full control. Actually, come here and just look back. Look how much visibility you have through the boat just there from this position. So it's arguable. I mean, I obviously would want the wing station so I can see down aft when I'm coming in, backing up on the dock, but this is a wonderful position, and if you were going forward to do something with the anchoring gear, that's going to make your life a lot easier. Good grab hold again, I like this. And then this is forward midships, aft midships cleats just here. We've got a good rub rail on the side, well protected with the stainless. Diesel in 3,000, I think I saw 3,300 litres. Water in just here, about 800 litres of water. I like how they do the Riv logos lit up these days. It's just a bit fancy at night time without going too over the top. Well drained here on the stainless drain. Then let's head forward and go straight to the helm. So it's just pleasant. It's just a pleasant setup. You can play with different timber options and interior cushions, etc. I'm just going to close this. This is a huge sunroof. We've got it closed because we're in Australia and it's March and the sun is noticeably hotter here, so we just don't want the heat. The blinds come down on these metal tracks just here, so they won't shake around and they're easy to manage. And come in and have a look at the helm. It's worth noting how lovely these helm seats are. You flip this down to have footrest. It's all maneuverable, so it can go back, forward, back. Okay, backrest, and this one goes back. And from memory, the skipper has an extra button. Yes, we do. It's up and down. That's right. It's up and down for this one. Forward and back and the backrest. That's what we've got. But having this footrest here, you naturally have a tendency and desire to sit and drive most of the time. Standing and driving is very comfortable, but this is a style of boat that doesn't raise her bow very much. She's kind of got quite a level attitude most of the time. So even a short bloke like me at 5'7" can comfortably, through the whole speed range, sit down and drive. And it is arguably one of the most comfortable boats to drive because everything is at reach, everything is easy to see, and all of your sight lines are within easy viz. So no having to worry about going up and down stairs like some of the bigger boats. Really easy to communicate with your mates, really easy to communicate out on deck. Also, everything that you need to operate the boat is in logical position. So your joystick is just there. You've got your washer, your wiper controls. This is the buttons for the multifunctional displays forward, but they are touch screen. Electronic throttles, got the trim assist. We've got variable speed thrusters on this one. We've also got the Humphrey interceptors on this boat. This is the ignition, that's your spotlight operation, and then this particular owner's got the big icon, it's good to see. That is your anchor operation. You do have a camera which shows you the chain and direction of the anchor, so you do not need someone on the bow to make sure that you're not driving over the chain, so that's all done from here. We've got our secondary fusion stereo operation. The primary one is back in the galley. Sunroof, saloon, all the lights operation. The horn is just here. I like having that on a separate button, so it's not on a flat screen hidden away. And all of our bilges are here. This is your Volvo Penta diagnostics. This is your smaller C-zone operation, giving you the same functionality as the big screen aft. And this is your Seakeeper gyro operation. It's worth noting that the air conditioning on these Rivieras has been designed for tropical environments, so you'll be really happy if you're in Florida or Thailand or Australia where it's hot. They pump these things, so you are going to be comfortable. The insulation provided on the roof, and even more so down in the cabins, provides a lot of sound insulation, but a lot of temperature insulation is what I was trying to say. And yeah, it's just noticeable. They actually line the bulkheads with special material for sound deadening, and I notice it when I crash through big waves, because I do that a lot on various boats, and it's noticeable on a riv. 2 big screen Garmins. We've got our compass just here. We've got a throw point. These are actually magnetic thingamajiggies that just go on like so to get the sun off, but you could definitely throw off your phones and things down here. We've got air conditioning all the way around for demisting this area, but this is lovely. Oh, and I like the puffy thing. How good's this? So for hanging about, honestly, how could you complain? This is fantastic. We've got a little bit of storage in here. You could move this around too. I think if you wanted to put your feet up out back or in there and just hang about, or even put another person on the other side of this table here for dinner, if you just needed the space, I think that would be doable. But I like how this shape then faces driver and navigator from a social perspective. More storage tucked in. No spaces have been wasted, so that's kind of sensible for some of your safety and emergency equipment. And then you might put some more electronics in here. Charging points are everywhere from 12 volt to 240, and that's your AC control. But again, it can be done from multiple points throughout the boat. So I think we should let's go straight down and look at the master cabin, because this is incredible. And if you've seen some of the earlier models, like the 5400 Sport Yacht Platinum, which is on my channel, we did that a number of years ago, you may notice that this master cabin didn't have so much easy room, because you kind of stepped down and it was a little bit awkward. So just first come down, just appreciate this space, because I want to do something. We've got is it that button? Yes. I remembered which one to do. Okay, beautifully done. Electric blinds. We've got nice big hull windows with the opening ports on either side. They are alarmed, but I'm just gonna, if you guys back up into the head there and let me walk around, because you've got oodles of space. This really feels like a proper big boat. I mean, yes, it is a big boat, but it feels like a bigger boat when you are down in this space, because all flat, one level, massive bed. Matt, I feel like it's bigger than a king bed. I don't know. Someone jump in the comments and answer that if you know the answer, please. Loads and loads of storage with these big soft close drawers. They're all about yay big, boom, boom, on the soft close. We've got 2 drawers, and the bedside table has got charging. This has got sound insulation, padding, reading lights, more storage on both sides above here, and they've all got soft close or supports, beautiful hanging. They're all timber lined with the lights inside, smell good. Access into the bilge with hard wearing but soft carpet, and our head and shower, it's massive. Loads and loads of storage. So this is a boat you could spend 6 weeks on it and just cruise up the coast. In terms of the shower cubicle, you can do the door both ways. So it can open this way as well, depending on how big you are. But as you can see, I was still able to fit in this way. And then you can sit down on the little teak stair there, and it looks like it's got a marble finish, beautifully done. And this is definitely a wet area. You could wipe everything out. Lots and lots of storage, loo roll, and you know, the only thing it doesn't have is the heated towel racks, but we are in Australia, so we don't really need that, but I know that's important in some countries. Now, I don't remember if there's storage under this bed, but there's often fuel tanks in this location, so I'm not sure if you know, because the bed's been so nicely made, I don't want to pull it up. So if you know, please jump in and tell me. You may remember on the 6800 Sport Yacht Platinum, from here you would be going aft and into crew spaces and all of that. Well, this is not really a boat designed for crew. We would see in Australia, America, and areas where this is going to be popular, people are less likely to run a boat like this with crew. So just look at how much space you have down here for storage. So it's perfect for like long-term cruising because you've got heaps. And these are deep bins. There's one on the other side. So it's that deep, and I think it's designed for throw cushions. That's what I always tell people, but I don't actually know. But it just seems logical. Another little design feature, see this nook just here? It takes the space, and they're all done on magnets, so you don't have to muck about with hooks. It just doesn't mean that you get caught up on the door on your way in and out. We'll see that again as we go forward. Huge, big storage here, but now, let me just, I'm gonna do this. This is the laundry. So it's got these pushy things. How cool is that? I mean, all rivs do this, but it's just, I like sensible use of the available space. I like it when people think about the operational aspect to a boat and utilize everything that they can. Someone's put some waves, but we're okay. I turned the gyro off. Okay, washer and dryer, or is it the other way around? Okay, but you get the idea. Washer, dryer, you can fold all your clothes just here. This is nice Corian. We've actually got another fridge down here. So that's like a fridge or freezer. You set the temperature, so that's great. Just for extra drinks, you can send them up or just keep stuff down here. That can be, you can fold things and put them away. And then lots and lots of hanging, and also shelves and also storage. So your beach towels, all your spare like sheets and all that sort of stuff, everything can be managed from that area should you need. Good access into the bilge. I just might as well open and show you. Okay, boom. So that's holding tank access, sump box in there. Everything's been beautifully finished. Let's go forward to the VIP and then we'll come back to the guest cabin. So basically what's happening to make use of the available space, this is your day head just in here, but it's also the private head. So let's just have a look. I'll go in. So this shower is a little bit smaller than in the master cabin, as you would expect, but it's perfectly acceptable. It's fine. And there's your shower head there. It's got an extractor fan thing there. It's air conditioned. Then we've got natural air ventilation through here, storage behind there, underneath there. Beautiful vanities, they do a good job. But behind this door, actually, I'll open. See what I mean? Okay, so you can lock this one from in here, so that locks for privacy, and now it's private access into the VIP. And I know we can actually get underneath this island bed for storage. So this lifts up. And there's deep storage forward, which is good for luggage storage if you're flying to the boat. But then for all your towels and bits and pieces, they're probably going to go good in these drawers. And then you've got more storage overhead, 3 on each side going forward. Emergency escape, which is never going, you never get the access is never going to be hindered, because a lot of boats of this design, they put a sun lounge over that hatch. So it's an emergency, but it's an even more of an emergency in an emergency because you can't get out because of the bloody sun lounge. But this one is a walkway, so it's actually safe and operational at all times, and you can get some natural air in through there. So on both sides, we've got these guys. I'll just show you. Isn't that lovely? Well done. And then we've got the TV set into the bulkhead on the port side with drawers. Again, not wasting any of the available space just there. And then both of us can step up, charging points on either side, sit up against the bed head, light controls so you don't have to get out of bed to turn off the light. And we're on carpet for really just because I guess it's nice. Also, if it was cold, I guess you're in a cold place, I'd prefer to take my clothes off on the carpet than this timber floor too. And now, this is typical Riviera because this is 2 singles, perfectly fine for an adult. So again, look, walking through, I'm 5'7", I've still got that much room above my head, and then from here, even more. So proper adult size, but there is a possibility to bring these 2 beds together, and then this bedside table disappears and another bedside table appears from underneath the bed. So it turns into a double as opposed to 2 singles. But look at the massive whole window, because traditionally in some of the older Rivs, like the guest cabin was sacrificing a little bit in terms of views out over the water, but it's not anymore on this design, so that's quite pleasant. Storage, 4 of these, forward and aft. We got these drawers here, and even more, let me just, if I can show you, massive. Look how deep that is, and there's 2, so I'm just showing you 1. That's massive. So this arguably might serve as a good storage room, also for some of your beach deck chairs and bits and pieces. I imagine people are going to use it in that function. So let's keep going. I'm really excited to show you the engine access, because it's no joke, probably the best that I've seen on a sports yacht. But see how much space we've got here from an entertainment perspective. So just imagine like 3 or 4 families if you were having the full-on party, but 2 families, no worries. So I'm going to open this. I want you to quickly have a look. I'll just open it, and then we're not going down here. I just want you to remember that. Come straight down this side. So come down here, come stand over here and just look at me from here, because that's one way into the engine room. But this is, and you just got to, it's fine. So these gates here are in the open position. They don't touch, so don't worry about that. I was also stressing about that when I raised it for the first time. You've got hearing protection, sensibly located, but you might as well just come down with me, Toby, because it's so well done. It's full stand-up headroom all the way around. So if any of you remember like the 5800 Sport Yacht from back in the day, it was a big boat, but you did not have this amount of access. So what's going on here? That's the Seakeeper on the center line. We can see we've got both of the IPS 950s, the IPS drive units, good access to them there. This particular boat running up the starboard side, we have a water maker fitted. That is hot water just there. We've got one of our battery banks in its own rack, power distribution inverter chargers. But then look, we can literally walk down. I'm still standing. I could get in, and underneath here, another battery box, Seakeeper. This is your sight gauge just here for the fuel tank. It's done in litres and gallons. Yes, we've got some switching, manual switching here, but you don't need to worry about this because that's what your C-Zone does. But yes, you can always refer back to the manual. Walking on the checker plate over to the port side, if you come across, you'll actually see your fuel filters and your Fireboy system. That's an emergency fire system. We can actually use this hose here to wash out the bilge. That's your fuel filter for your genset. And just next to me is your Jenny, just here. Refrigeration, engine room extractor fans. This is so much easier to work on. We got LED lighting strips all the way around, because of the pure fact that you're not crouching around, but we've still managed to get the tender garage in this location with ample space underneath. This is, from an engineering perspective, well, it's just actually what I would expect of Riv, because these guys continually improve their designs. They don't go crazy, and they don't take massive risks. I would consider them like a conservative organization, but because of that, conservative approach, and it seems like everyone within the company has been there for 20 or 30 years. Because of that approach, they just build boats that get better and better and better and better, and that's why they have such good resale, because that's, you know, from an operational perspective, this is great. I really like it. So we might as well wrap this video out here and close what has been a very exciting day. Actually, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. You know, when you get on a boat, and I had high expectations for this one, but as the day progressed, we'd find stuff, or we'd bash through some big waves, which we did, and you're like, oh, crikey, that was good. And then you do something else, you're like, oh man, that was even better. And then you walk in here, oh fuck, oh sorry, I didn't mean to swear. You're like, that's amazing. So this is going to be a top seller. I mean, I know it already is, having spoken to Steve, but there's no reason why this boat can't be number one in Australia and America for this category for the next couple of years ahead, because it really is a fantastic piece of kit. Who's going to get a lot of value out of owning something like this? I'm a bit sweaty after going in the engine bay. I think those of you who do have a focus or a higher, there's the sun in your eyes, I think those of you who do have a higher interest or focus on wishing to entertain with family or friends, so whether that's just having long lunch days or perhaps work colleagues and wanting to have a social boat, I think if that's an important factor to you, then this is going to be quite relevant for you. If it's an operational perspective and having a boat with less windage, clean lines, i.e. tender garage, and simple to understand systems, this is going to be a sensible boat for you. And if it's a boat that you want to operate in harsh climates, cold or hot, and remote places, I'm not talking expedition crossing oceans, I'm talking going coastal, although you could cross an ocean in a Riviera going to New Zealand, but for most of you, I'm talking about, you know, serious coastal adventures, a few 100,000 nautical miles here or there. Yeah, if that's you, there seems like a lot of sensibility in paying some attention to one of these boats. How does she drive? We're going to be covering that in the next video. What should you compare it to? I'll also cover that in the next video. And we'll be talking about pricing, and you can also post questions and I will do a video answer on my Patreon channel. Link is down below in the description. Guys, I hope that was useful. Please jump in the comments and tell me, have you already got one of these? Are you looking at buying one of these? Throw your questions in there. And if you've already bought one and you're already playing with it and you can answer the other blokes' questions, can you please do that? Because people have been doing it recently and it's really useful, because I'm not always able to get back to you in a timely manner because I spend a lot of time on airplanes these days. So I would love everyone to jump into the comments. This is a community, that's what we're doing. So thank you. See you in the next video. Test drive coming up next.